Okay, so we'll continue. We're talking about strings, right? Other day, and we were talking about how to access or do the indexing in string, right? So if you have a string like, let's say, I'm fine, okay, and we discussed about how to access each character, right? But if you have to if you have to check for um, continuous characters. Okay. So let's say I need to check for first three, right? First three characters. So what did we say? We said you say str1 of, okay. And then we said that it is starting value is always including, right? So if I have to say first three, I have to put 0 here, right? Because I need 0, 1, 2. So 0, 1, 2 I need. So here I'll go with 3, correct? If I need last three, then I'll say str1, okay? You have, we need -1, -2, -3, correct? So it is from -3, correct? Because we need third last, second last, first last, okay? So I'll say -3, -2, -1, correct? But instead of -1, if okay, I need -1, right? If I need -1, I can't say 0 here because 0 is part of your forward indexing, isn't it? So I will leave it blank because we discussed that if you have blank on the left side, it means it is from, if you leave blank on the left side, it is from 0. And if you leave blank on the right side, okay, it means it is up to the end, right? So if I leave it blank here, okay, then it will do, okay, all the way up to last, right? Okay, okay, it's pointing to wrong 5. Wait. Okay, so first three characters, 1 space, I space A. That is your first three character. And last three, of course, is INE, right? So you get last three. Okay. So this is how you access, okay, each continuous values from string. Okay. Now let's talk about, okay, some of the functions which are specifically designed for strings. Okay, so there are some functions which has been designed specifically for strings. So if I have to access a functions for string, now see, we have been talking about general functions, right? Len or print or input, things like that. Now, if you want to talk about specific functions, okay, then specific function for string, right? So we call them specific functions for strings. So these are designed for strings. So how do we access those functions? So you will create the string object. Okay, so these are functions which are part of your string functions. String, these are functions part of your string class. Okay, so we've been talking about, right? See, whenever we say type, okay, the type of any data type or type of any variable, it gave us class into class float, right? It indicated class. So what is meaning of class, right? So you understood what I'm trying to say, right? So if I say print, And if I say type of str1, and when you run it, okay, you get string, right? But you see there's a class here. So everything, okay, in Python is treated as class. What is meaning of class? Okay, so meaning of class is, okay, that it has, okay, it has some predefined meaning. Okay, now for example, if I tell you that I'm eating an apple, for example, now you will not ask me what is the meaning of apple, correct? Because you know what apple is. Now you have not seen the apple which I am eating, but still you know what apple is, because I tell apple as a class, you know what it is. So there is a predefined function. Okay, you will not ask me the size, shape, right? But you can ask me which what do you call it, which variety it is, right? Is it Washington apple? Is it Fizzy apple, right? So there are two set of properties. One set of properties is for the class, and class is defined for an group of stuff. Okay, and then there are some properties specific at the object. The object is the instance of class. Okay, now we all know what apple is, right? Because we've been told what apple is, right? You have read it somewhere, or somebody have told you what apple is. That's why you're not asking. But if I say something which you have not heard before, then you'll ask me what it is. Okay, so something like this. So there's something called string which has been defined just like apple. Okay, and now every class has two things. Okay, variable and functions. Variables are like color of apple. So let's assume that we are talking about red apple only, right? Shape of apple. Then you have some properties or functions specific to apple. If I say that I'm playing cricket with apple, then you say what? I mean, you don't associate playing cricket with apple. Okay. So everything has a properties, right? If I say I'm eating apple, it'll not be surprising for you, right? Yes, we do eat apple. So the eating is associated with apple. So earlier days, okay, when programming was being developed, okay, people started thinking, how do we implement programming? Okay, so initially it was programming based on your functional approach. Okay, that you write a function and you call the function and get it done. So far, okay, we are talking about functional approach of programming. Okay, but that's not how real world works. Okay, so for example, if you talk about us itself, okay, so there's a function clause for us called training. So when it's time, we all of us come together, we do the training, and then we go back. But our life doesn't end after training, right? It's not that we are created at the time of class and we die down after class is done. Again, we are created, no, right? We all have life, okay? Which could mean multiple things in our daily life. So people said that, okay, program should also be like that, okay? So instead of functional approach, they created what is called as object-oriented approach. So we are talking about object-oriented. We all are an object of some class. Similarly, when we play with some data, data is also object of some class. String is object of class string. str, okay, str, okay, it is the class str, right? So str1 is an object of class str. str defines some properties. Now here there are some inbuilt classes. We will also learn, okay, towards our last few days of programming, we'll also learn how to create our own classes. So basically, at this stage, what is good enough to know is classes are like your collection of variables and functions. Okay, you define a class and you put some related functions and variables. So when you talk about string class, it has some related functions. What are those functions? How can we access? Obviously, we have to access using object of class string. So str1 is the object of class string, and we can access the properties of a string using object dot. These are all the functions which has been defined M, okay? And I'll talk about what M is. Okay, these are the functions that has been defined under class string. Why do we call M? M stands for methods, okay? So the functions, independent functions are called functions, but if you put function inside a class, they're called as methods. Okay, so we are talking about new concept, but it's not something new. Okay, so you have methods are the functions part of a class or functions defined under a class. So print becomes a function. Okay, str1 dot, and let's say we have is alpha. Is alpha is a method. So indirectly, is alpha is a function only. Okay, is alpha is a function only, which is defined, okay, under class string. Now each of these function or each of this method obviously will have some meaning, right? So what is the meaning of is alpha? So whenever you see all the functions starting with is for asking question. Okay, so is alpha is like asking, is the object alpha stuck again. Okay, so is alpha is the object alphabets. Okay, so string is alpha. So what do you think? Is alphabet contains all of alpha, string contains all alphabets? What do you think your answer will be? Hmm? Is it all alphabets? I'm asking you guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sorry, I have to go get water. Yeah, okay.
Is it all alphabet? No, it's not all alphabet. Okay, why it's not alphabet? You have space here. How many alphabets do we have? 26 alphabets, right? Is space part of your 26 alphabet? No, right? Right? So that's why, okay, it is false. So all is, answer to all is either true or false. In this case, it is not alphabet. So it will give you false. Right? Similarly, we have other thing like, okay, so let me make something like str2 here. Okay. Now, this is all alphabets, right? If I run it, you will get true. Why it's coming false? Because I said string1, right? Should be str2. Now, when you run it, it is all true here because it does not have anything other than 26 alphabets, right? You got true, isn't it? Okay, so this is how we should look at is alpha. So let's say if you have reading names, okay, and you're asking to read names, right? Now, name cannot have anything other than alphabet, right? Then you can check, and if it has something other than alphabet, it will tell you false. You can say that it is false, right? Okay. Now, for example, okay, we have been doing this, right? We have been doing like choice equal to input, right? And then we are converting into int. Now you see, okay, so let's say I put choice equal to enter a number, right? And here I will say, or option is num1, right? You do num1. Now here you say num1 equal to int of num1, right? That's what we do. So we read a number using input, and then we convert to integer type, correct? Now if I, okay, if I enter, let it run. So if I enter a number 12, it's all fine, correct? But if I enter non-numeric, let's say I enter A, B, C, D. Now it's going to give you error because I cannot convert A, B, C, D to integer, right? So we are assuming that, okay, user is entering all correct data, but it may not be always true, right? How do we make sure that the users enters an integer data? So we have something called as is digit. I can check, okay, if num1 dot is digit. Your num1 should have only digits. If it is all digits, then you translate or then you convert into integer. Else you can say print invalid number, right? Okay. So if it is digit, then you convert into integer. If it is not, okay. So if I enter now, why it's so slow here, system. Okay, enter a number. Now I enter A, B, C, D. So last time we got error. Now this time you will not get error, but a message saying invalid number, right? Okay. So it is always better that you handle it correctively. So now here, whenever I plug out the power cable, it becomes slow. I don't know. I need to check why it happened. Just fully charged and took out the power cable and it started getting. Okay, next came correct, right? So I enter A, B, C, D, it gave invalid number, right? You get anything which is not digit. So I say 53 space, 54 space. This is also invalid, isn't it? So this is how you can check, but this is not giving us error, right? Exit code is 0. Your program has ended correct, okay, in correct fashion, right? So that's what we mean to say, handling your program correct, in a correct way, okay? And this is one way to handle your input value. If you want to check for number, okay, you just check if it is digit or not. If it is not digit, it should give you invalid, okay? Then you can do whatever you want to do. You want to calculate circle, radius of a circle, you calculate area of a circle, whatever, right? Okay, so is digit, is alpha. Similarly, you have a lot more functions. Okay, we will do few stuff, but rest I want you to practice by yourself. Okay, you just say str1 dot and you will get all. Okay, so all these functions. So is digit, we have seen. Is title. Title is for title case. Okay, you're checking. Okay, is it title case? What is title case? Title case means first character is capital and rest everything is small. First should be capital, rest everything should be small. So if I say str2 is title, str, like let's start with str1. Okay, so I'll say here print str1, is it title case? Title case, is it title case? Uh-oh. Okay, so is it title case? Okay, so in our case, str1 starts with I capital. You always have to go through this. Okay, so it says str1 is title is false. Okay, what should be title case? Okay, so it's saying false. It's not true. So if I have to convert into title case, what should I do? You have str1 convert to title case. Okay. Now to convert into title case, you simply say str1 dot title. So you have title to convert into title case. You have is title to ask the question, is it title case or not? Okay. Now if I say is, dot title, it will convert into title case and we can see whether, how the title case should be. Okay. So see, every character of every word, okay, has to be capital. That's called title case. So I is capital, so it's no problem. But here, A becomes capital, F should become capital. That's called title case. Right? This is called title case. Okay. You have uppercase is upper, lower is lower. You want to convert into lowercase. Print str, is it uppercase? Okay. So you say str1 dot is upper. Sorry, is upper. So is upper is asking question, is it uppercase? Okay. Okay. Something just to differentiate, you put upper. Upper will convert into uppercase. Right? Similarly, you will have lower. Okay. Uppercase. Uppercase. Case. Okay. And I want here lower, right? So I'll say LOW. LOW. Lowercase, lowercase. Now when you run it, okay. I should have changed here also, no? Is lower. Is lower is for, is it lower? Asking question, is it lowercase? And you will say lower for lower. I don't understand. Okay. Here, just lower. Okay. Let me put the charger back in. That will help. not. Okay, so now I go and I say 3 for whatever. Now you see, uppercase of str1 is I am fine, and lowercase of I am fine is I'm fine, right? So it converts into lowercase or uppercase. So if you have a string, you can convert it to uppercase, lowercase, title case. You can check if it is number, it is a digit, right? Now we'll move to, okay, new set of functions of string. Okay, so I'll talk about few more functions or methods rather of string. So let's say if I define str2 equal to I am fine, how are you? Okay, now I need to know how many O are there or how many A are there, right? So I have a function called as count. Okay, count will tell me the occurrence of or the number of values here. Okay, so let's say, okay, I'll take str2, right? Print count of, let's take O here. So you see str2 dot, see I plugged in cable and it's working fine. Count. Count, okay, so now if you look at the definition of count, you see count has self. Now every method, okay, this is one way to know its method or a function. Every method will have self. It is to indicate that it is a method. That means it's part of a, okay, function, and this is for object. Every object will have different value. It talks about the object function. Okay, so self. So you should ignore self. Then it has x, start and end. Start and end values are optional. X is what you want to count. Okay, so let's say if I want to count O, I want to count O here. Okay, how many O's are there? You have 2 O's here, right? Still running the old thing, so I'm going to run this P1 now. I said, oh, the occurrence of O are 2 here. Not only that, you can even count a word also. Okay, so I am fine, I am good, how are you? I am fine, whatever. I'm just putting some random words. Okay, now I want to find how many am are there, right? AM. So I can say AM here. Okay, so you see you have 3 AM, AM, and AM, right? And the 3M. So you can count one single character, you can count consecutive characters using this. All right. Now you saw start and end, right? What does start and end indicates? Start and end indicates within that range. Okay. So now within count here, I give, so let's say this M comes after 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I'll put 5 here. Not here, sorry. I'll put 5 here. So I'm saying from 5 till, let's say, 15. So from 5th character to 15th character, how many am is there? Okay, so only one. So this is ignored. From here, it goes probably somewhere here, 15. So you have only one am here. So if you don't give starting and ending value, it is about from beginning till the end, right? Or if you give the range, it will look within that range. All right, it's going to look within that range. Okay, okay. What are other functions here? So you have, let's say, str2 dot, okay. So upper we have seen join, okay. Split and join. What is split and join? Split is to split it, okay. You are splitting a given string, okay, into multiple parts. And join is to join into one string, one single string. So if I say string 2 dot split, okay, and I say print, I'll put split here. Okay, and I will run it. Now what happens when you say split? Now see, each of them have been split into words. Okay, this is one string, this is another string, another string. And what you see here, square bracket, we have not done yet. This is our next topic. This is what we'll do tomorrow. Okay, so this is called as list. So list is to have multiple values. So what happens? One single sentence, one single string got divided into multiple string. This is now see, starting code, closing code, starting code and closing code. Okay, and each of them have been put as one single list here. Now we by default it has split into space. Now if you want that it should not split on space, but let's say on am, it should split on am. Okay, so you put here quotation am, quotation am, and you run it. Okay, so see, a space, sorry, I space became one word. M is splitting. So from here till I space became another word. Then from space to, okay, here, am. So it's treating am as the space, okay? And everything up to that is treated as one word, right? So this is how you can split. If you don't mention, it will split on space. If you mention, it will take that as splitting factor. Okay, so you can split. Now you can join them. Okay, so see, joining, you need to take string. Okay, so now if I take, sorry, you have to put them into a list. So let's say I put L1 equal to, okay, now let's create our own join. Or okay, or we will put this one here only, okay, so that we should get back the same string. Now, if I join them together, right? So I'm talking about join. Now, if you join them, okay, how do you join them? We have to join using string. It's a string function. Okay, join is a string function, right? Just like split, join is also a string function. So it can only work on string. So you give a dummy string and you say join. And then you put input should be L1, okay, the list one. So when you say L1 and now you run it, it will join them all together. So see, I space, space, I space, space, fine, I space, space, good, how are you, space, space, fine, right? It has joined them together like this, right? So join will put them all together like this. But if you want to put something here, okay, okay, you want, let's say, between joins, every join should have, let's say, AM. So you put AM here. So what happens, every join, there will be AM. So you have I space, then space fine, right? So between this space and this space, AM will be put. So whatever you put here in this, that will be used for joining. Okay, so you see, I am fine, I am good, how are you, fine? This is what we got back again. Okay, so this is how you can split, you can join. So especially, when you're dealing with data which is comma separated, semicolon separated, and want to treat them as string. So this is what you can do. Okay, you read a string and say, oh, strings are comma separated. So you split them with comma, right? Or you want to join them again to send it back. So you can join them on comma. So you can use split and join here. Make sense? Okay. Now let's see what are the other functions here. upper, count, title, alpha, split lines. Split lines will split into lines, multiple lines. Okay. So let's say when you have that triple quote, I told you triple quote is used for multiple lines. So when you have triple quote, by default, it will split on /n. Okay, that is called keep ends. Okay, /n, it will know, then it will split into multiple lines. Encode will encode. Okay, so if you have non-UTF characters, okay, when you're dealing with, say, Portuguese or Spanish or French characters, it might have non-English character, right? Some special characters. Now, those are not Unicode, okay? You can't read them directly. So if you want to encode and decode, okay, so we encode them into UTF characters. So encode can be used to handle non-English characters. Okay, so non-English characters can be, okay, encoded as English characters, or what we call as ASCII characters. So ASCII characters are your characters which can be read. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Then you have index. Okay. Index. Okay. Index will give you the index of a character. You see, there's a substring and start and end. Substring and start and end. I want to know, okay, the position of M here. Okay. Does it contain, first of all, you have to check whether M is there or not. So if I say steward dot index here, M, okay, so print index, okay, and now you run it. So the index of M, where is M present? It is 0, 1, and 2. M is at second position. Now it has multiple M, right? It will give you the position of the first one itself. All right. Okay. Now let's say I want to find the position of second M, this one. So sir, this also has start and end. So position is 2, right? If I give 3 here, then it will start checking from third. And this is obviously not M. So it will, now 3 I give. Now when I give 3 here, okay, so after third, what is the position? So 0, 1, 2. So 2 anyway is not part here, right? We are saying from 3. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so next M is at 12. Now, if I say 13 here, 13 will give us the position of the M which is appearing after 13, which is a 32 position. Now, if I say 33 here, then what happens? It will give us error. Okay, let's see. Okay, substring not found. Substring not found is good, but this error is not good, right? Error will end our program. Okay, it's not good to have error. Okay, so how do you handle this error in this case? So you can check with count first. And if count is available, so let's say if start is 33, right? So you check if str2 dot count, okay, count of what? M. Position what? Start. Okay, if this is greater than 0, okay, if count is greater than 0, then only you do this. Okay. Otherwise, you can say else given text not found. Given text not found in str2. You're able to understand what I'm doing here, right? Okay. So now given text not found in str2. Now if I make this as 3, then you get an answer, right? You will get it. Okay. Index 12. It works here because count is more than 0. It is 1, right? So count is more than 0. You get the value here. Otherwise, you go here. Okay. Then you have something called as replace. Replace will replace the existing text. I want to replace str2 dot replace. Okay. Replace what? Replace m with am. See, am is replaced with am. Okay, that's the purpose of replace. Now these are popular, okay, popular functions of string. I'm going to upload some programs today in that link, in the blog link. Okay, in that blog link, I'll upload some programs for both loops and string. I want you to practice them over the weekend and ask me on Monday. Monday again, we will not meet. We'll meet on Tuesday. Okay, so you have 3 days to practice. Please practice. Okay, please practice for 3 days, and Tuesday you have to show me. Okay, I'll upload it by end of today, so you will have a lot of time to practice. You cannot say that you don't have time now. Okay, so I'll have programs related to functions. Okay, as functions in the sense string functions. Okay, and loops and conditions. Can you promise me in the chat? You can tell me yes, yes. I have not seen anybody posting. So in the blog, I'll update with the questions. Okay. So use these concepts and solve the problems posted there. If you have questions, you can ask me tomorrow's session. Okay. Tomorrow session, you ask me if you have any questions, but I want you to solve it by Monday. Okay. Me only talking, me only doing, I'll become expert. Okay. But objective is that you should become expert, right? So you should be doing talking, you should be doing the programs. Fair task, right?
Yep.
Yes. Okay. So it looks like only nobody. Susmita said yes, but nobody else says yes. Okay. Venkat said yes. Preeti have not even typed or not even spoken. Okay. No worries. Okay. So this is about string. Okay. So we have spoken about how to handle strings. Now, when we do some examples, okay, with string, you will see the importance of it. So I'll do one example. Okay. Now, objective here is, okay. Okay, let's build one small example. Okay. So let's say I want to write a program to check if the person is if person is eligible to vote in India or not, right? So for voting in India, you need to be over 18 years of age and nationality India, right? So you will ask 2 questions to the user. Print. Okay, now before print, let's directly ask the user age. So I'll say age equal to. Now input, no, probably I'll say input. And I'll ask enter your age. Right? Now this is where you can check for digits. So if, okay, age. See till here, since we have not converted into integer, age is string, right? So I'll say age dot is digit. Okay. So if it is false, it will go to else. If it is true, it will come here. So I'm going to say age equal to int of age. Otherwise, I'll say else. Okay. I'll say here print not a valid age, hence exiting the program. Right? I can go and check here age. Okay. If age greater than or equal to 18, that means age criteria matched. Now you have to look for nationality. So I will say nationality equal to input, enter your country of nationality. Enter your country of nationality. Now you see, this has to be all alphabet, right? But that's okay. Anyway, we are not going to compare it, right? So I can directly check if this country of nationality is India or not, right? I'm asking to enter country, right? So it has to enter India or whatever, right? So if nationality equal to India, then you say print. Both the condition met, right? So it is in true. If age is greater than 18, then in true you are checking for nationality and it is true for India. Then you say you are eligible to vote in India, right? Else, you will say print your nationality doesn't match. Okay. Now this is for this if. I can have a else for this outer if here. Print your age criteria not matched. Right? Now see here. Now when I run this program, okay, age, I'll enter A, B, C, D. What happened? Not a valid age, hence exiting the program. This is where it came. Now I will run it. Okay, I will say 14. Now if I say 14, this becomes false, right? If this becomes false, this will come to this else. Age criteria not matched. Okay, now I'll say 18 and I'll say India. Nationality doesn't match. Why? You should be true, right? Nationality is India. But see, I'm checking for capital I, India with capital I. Okay, so it does not match. Okay, now if I have to keep checking, okay, with case, I'll have to create so many combinations of India, isn't it? I capital, the N cap small, D capital, right? There will be so many combinations. So what I'll do in this case, okay, I will directly convert this nationality to lower. Whatever you enter, it will be converted to lower and then you check with lower. Okay, you check, you are convert to title and check with title. You convert to upper and check with upper, whatever. So I'm converting to lower and checking with lower. So now, okay, now if you enter anything, I enter capital I, D, I, A, small, even then it says you are eligible to vote in India. Because I can't control what you enter. But once you enter, I can take it and convert it into whatever format I want. So I'll convert to a format I want, and then I will check with the given format. Okay, so I've taken your value and now see, when you perform all these operations, the original value of nationality or original value of string doesn't change. At this point only it became lowercase. Okay, that's why it is able to match here. But outside, if I print here, okay, print, okay, printing nationality. Okay, now if I print nationality here, okay, now when I run it and age 21, country of nationality INDIA. Okay, so see, here it is checking lower because we converted it to lower, but here it is exactly what we gave. Here there is no change, isn't it? Because we say strings are non-mutable, immutable. Strings are immutable. You can delete the value. Okay, you can override, but you can't edit. Immutable means you can't edit the value of a string. So if I say, okay, let's say nationality only, okay? If I want to convert nationality of 2 to 0, 1, 2, third character, I will say D. You cannot do that. You cannot edit. This is like editing. I'm not touching rest of the characters. I'm touching with the third character. Okay. So when I run it here, enter your age, it's 19, and nationality INDIA. Okay. So see, string object does not support item assignment. You cannot edit. I can say complete nationality equal to whatever, but I cannot say this. Okay. So it's a type error. You cannot edit. That's why it says immutable. Okay. It is immutable. Okay. Now let's run this program again. And now I'm going to say age is 14. So what happened? Age is 14. So it says valid age. Sorry, your age does not match. Now it is printing this. Now you see nationality is defined inside. Okay. Nationality defined inside. And when this age becomes false, it does not go here. So the nationality is not defined. When this condition becomes false and you come here, nationality is not defined. This is called the scope and reference. Okay, since it is defined here, okay, only if this executes, only you'll have access to the value of nationality. Otherwise, you cannot have. So what we do generally is, in such cases where it is chances of, in this case, like, where there's chances that this line never gets executed. So your nationality, okay, 50% chances that nationality may not be there. If age does not match the criteria, then you will never ever go to the nationality section, and nationality will not be even defined about the value. It is not only defined. In such cases, what we do is we declare it as a global variable. We call them as a global variable. Local variable and global variable. So this is like local to this section. Okay. So it's like, it is defined inside the house. When you go to house only, you will be able to access. Outside, it is not known. So we generally define them in the beginning of our program, such variables which may be defined inside. So if you want it to be available globally for the entire program, we define here. We will put nationality equal to NA, something like this. Okay, NA. So we have to initialize. This is called value initialization. Initialize. You have to initialize it. If you don't initialize, then it is not available later. If you don't initialize, then it is not available later. So you have to initialize it so that it becomes available for the entire program. Now, if this is not executed, at least you will not get error. You will get NA, right? Okay, and you can handle it. If it is NA, then you can do whatever, right? So you can, that's why we have to define a value at a highest level up, okay? Because this value will be modified inside condition. And if this condition is never met, value will never be initialized and you will not have access to the value or to the variable. You will not have access to that variable. So you initialize with something, okay, NA or okay, blank, okay. You can just define blank also, right? Delete and say blank. Okay, the numbers you define with -1, -99, 0, whatever. So we initialize it so that the scope of this variable increases and you can print it anywhere. Okay, now even this global variables, okay, can be accessed by functions also. We'll see later when we create functions. All right, sounds good. So yeah, so with that we complete our strings, and okay, and as I said, I will upload more questions, okay, not the solutions, questions for you to practice, and I want you to practice and complete it. Okay, so any questions? I'll take pause for 30 seconds before moving to next topic. Okay, so I don't hear any question. That means all good, right?
Yep.
So now we're talking about collections. Collections are, where you save multiple values, okay, in one variable. Okay, so the first collection that we will talk about is called list. Okay, now list is collection. That means you can have multiple values. It's called ordered collection. Okay, what is ordered collection means? We already saw when we did the split gave us a list. Okay, so list is defined using square bracket. Okay, so when you see values in square bracket. Now see, this is second usage of square bracket. First usage we have seen for doing indexing, right? We use square bracket for index, correct? And when you use square, so how do you know that it's a list or an indexing? Okay, if I say list 1 of 0, so just before the square bracket, you have this variable. Okay, just before the square bracket, you have this variable. That means I'm trying to access a member, I'm trying to access a value, correct? That is called indexing. But when you say here simple square bracket, there is no text before or after here. Independent square bracket. This is your list. So I can define a value here, 5, okay, 10. You can define a string also. You can define a float also. You can define a Boolean also. You can define different values of different data types. And now when you want to print the type of list 1, you say type of list 1. And when you run it, you get list here. Type of this is list. Okay, so we're talking about list. It's the order. Why do we call ordered collection? We say ordered collection because all the values that we add to this list are in order. That means this is your first order. This is your second. This is your third, fourth, and fifth. Values are in order. So when I say list of 0, I'm trying to print the first member. So remember the concept that we discussed in string, holds true in the list also. Okay, of 0 will give you first member. Okay, that's why we say ordered. We did not give any order. Automatically, it took the order. First value is 0, second, just like string. That's why we say ordered collection. Okay, I want last. How do I get last member?
-1.
-1. True. Okay, last member is true. You can access first 2 member, first 3 member, last 3 members, right? Exactly like your string. So I'll say last 3 members. We'll say first 3 members, right? So you will say last 3 means you start from -1, -2, -3 and go up to the end. So don't give anything. Okay, first 3 means you start from nothing, 0 or nothing, right? And go 0, 1, 2. So I have to go 1 beyond 2. So 3. So this will give you for last 3 members, and this is your first 3 members. Okay, exactly like what we did. So we're not going to spend more time on indexing. You know now how to do indexing. Okay, then basic functionality that we have seen, we can add to a list. We can say, 1, 2, 3 plus first. Okay, this is the list. First, second, third, and when you run it, you get, is it correct? It is correct, right? You get a combined list. Right? So values get combined here. Okay. So this is how you add or join 2 lists together. So multiplication also we did, right? So you have 1, 2, 3 into 4 you do. Becomes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? So you get 4 times 1, 2, 3, right? You can iterate through this using a list. So I'll iterate through 4 ones. So for I in list 1. For I in list 1. And now let's print the value and the data type. So how do you print value and data type? Value will be list 1 of I, right? So it is 0, 1, 2, etc. Okay. So list 1 of 0 and data type will be type of list 1 of I. So see here, list 1 of I will be your whatever, right? 5, 10, hello. I'm finding type of that. So see, entire thing together is a list, but individually, okay. Why did he say index out of range here? For I in list 1 and print list 1 of I. Okay, let me see this. So print list 1 of I. See, index out of range will come when you go beyond the values. Okay. So line number 14, for I in list 1. So, oh, sorry. I'm so bad. So when I say I, correct, what am I doing? I'm reading each value. So it's not going to be list 1 of I. It's I itself, isn't it? I is going to be each member. I is 5, 10. Right? So it is I and it is type of I. Correct? Now, if you want each member, then you will say here, okay, let's finish off this. Then, okay, so I is the member, right? I in list ones. I will be first 5, then 10, then hello, then 6.5. right? So 5, 10, hello, 6.5, true. So int, string, float, and boolean, right? Now, if you want to find the index, then you have to say for I in range of len of list 1. Now, when I say len of list 1 will be number of values here. So it is 5. Now I will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I could have done what I was trying to do before. Okay, here it is list 1 of I. Okay, it is list 1 of type. Okay, so I will be the values. Okay, so this is what you see. Okay, so here I'm not going through the values, I'm going to the range. So range will generate 0, 1, 2, 3 up to what? Up to 5, because len of list 1 is 5. Here I'm saying I in list 1, so I will be each value of list 1. All right. Okay, so these are your basics of list. Now, just like string, list also has its methods. Okay, list also has its methods. So what are its method? So how do you get the method? Okay, I'll just copy and paste list here again. And you say list 1 dot, you get the methods here. These are all methods of list. Pop, copy, remove, insert. Okay, pop is to pop out. Pop out what? Index. So I want to remove hello. Okay, so how do I do? I need to get the index of hello and put it here. So if I say index of hello is 0, 1, 2, right? I'll put 2 here. Now your list 1 is mutable. So it is mutable ordered collection. That means when I say here, yeah, when I say pop 2, now you print list 1. Okay, you see hello is gone. List 1 got changed. You can change list 1. Unlike string, in string you could not do that. When we tried to do it, it gave error, type error, right? But here you can. Here you can. And you say pop 2, your third element or index 2 got removed. That's why we say mutable ordered collection. All right. Okay. Now, how do I know? Say I want to delete hello. So if I want to delete hello, okay, I need to know the index of hello, right? How do you find the index of hello? Same function we have here also. So I can find idx equal to list 1 dot index of hello. Okay, and here I will say idx. Right? So now your hello is removed. Right? But let's say if I give h here, then obviously index of hello is not there. You will get error here. Right? Error code 1, hello is not in the list. So how do you find? So just like we did it in the string, we'll do here. If list 1 dot count of hello, okay, is greater than 0. Okay, then you say, okay, idx, and then you say pop. Otherwise, you say else hello not there. Hello is not in the list. Right? So you find count. Count will tell you the number of occurrences of hello. If it is more than 0, at least 1, right? Then you can do index of hello, get the value and remove it. Okay? It will not remove because you are trying to do it small. You can also do it using remove. So difference between pop and remove is pop looks for index, remove looks for the value. So if I say list one dot remove, see, you saw here, right? Remove, it has value here. So instead of saying index of hello and then pop index, I can directly say remove hello. Now your hello will be gone. So we have seen count, we have seen index, we have seen pop, remove. Okay, 2 more methods we'll do and we'll end the day here. Okay, how do you add value? Add value to the list. So you have append and you have insert. Okay, append will add automatically at the beginning. Is it at the beginning? No, it is at the end. So append will add values at the end of the list. So it just needs value. Append says, give me the value, I know where to add. Insert say, no, I need value and also index. Where do you want to add? So 2 ways to add list. Okay, so I can say here list or print after adding. Okay, I'll say after adding. Now I'll say list 1. Now if you want to add value at the end, so you will say list 1 dot append. Okay, and you add, let's say I'll add a list. You can add list to a list, 2, 4, 6, 8. I can add a list to a list. So adding this entire thing will go as one value. This entire thing will go as one value. So when you see this, so 5, 10 true, and then you see 2, 4, 6, 8 got added at the end. Okay, this entire thing is 1. Okay. Now if you want to add, let's say I want to add list 1 dot insert. Okay, I want to add Sachin Tendulkar, let's say. Okay, at which position? Now you see here, actually it takes index first and position next. You see object is second, index is first. So before Sachin, I have to give index. At which position? I will say 1. 1 means second position, isn't it? Now when you run it, you see here down, Sachin got added at the second position, not at the end. So it takes position, comma, index, comma, value. So I said index 1, so it got added at the first position. All right. Any question here? Now, if you have a list like this, I want to access this entire thing. If I want to access this entire thing, I will say print list 1 of -1, right? Because that's the last element in the list. So if I say -1, you get this entire thing, right? Now I want to find 6. So see, this entire thing is a list. So treat this as a list, and index of this, you say 2 or -2. Okay, so this is how to access list inside another list. So this entire thing will give you the list. And now when I say of 2, it will give us the third position here. So you get 6 here. Any questions? All good? So we'll stop
Yeah.
here, okay, for today, and we'll continue. We have a lot more things to discuss. We'll continue tomorrow, same time, right?
Okay.